now and then unmute. So perfect. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the APM Community Webcast. Today we're going to be talking about how to start monitoring your mobile apps. We'll have a short discussion that'll be followed by the demo. We will take questions. If you're on the audio broadcast and you have a question and you prefer to ask it online, you can, in the upper right-hand window, part of the WebEx window, you'll see a Q&A box. You can ask your questions there and we'll monitor them. We will pause for questions at the end of the demo, and if you choose to ask them verbally, you will just have to unmute your line by hitting *6 or #6 to ask your question verbally. I think that's all the housekeeping items. So at this time, again, thank you for joining, and I'm going to turn the call over to Pavan, our pre-sales consultant, who's going to take you through this today.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. My name is Pavan Aripakula, and I'm a pre-sales consultant at CA focused primarily on the application stack within our Agile Operations business unit. So for today, the primary agenda is going to mainly focus on how you can get started monitoring your mobile applications and realizing almost instant value from CA's application experience analytics solution. I'll spend a few minutes giving you an overview over our AXA platform and what it really is. From there, I'll jump into the demo, and we'll open up for Q&A towards the end. So with that, let us begin. Now, when we talk about monitoring, in a traditional sense, monitoring applications, the first thought that really comes to mind is metrics. Things like, how are my transactions performing? What are the load times like? What does resource consumption look like on end users' devices, whether it's mobile devices, smart wearables, or even desktop computers? However, the key element that's been missing, or has been missing from that perspective, is truly understanding what the user journey is. And that's what the key element is, to basically deliver a flawless experience to your users, is understanding their journey within the services that you provide through your mobile applications. And that is where AXA can help you. That is the core functionality of CA's App Experience Analytics, is to help you better understand how your user's journey is, how the experience is within their mobile applications, and tying all that in with your traditional metrics so from an operations standpoint. That's how we differentiate between inside-out view, your traditional metrics, with the outside-in view, understanding your user journey and your user experience through the mobile application. But just to give you a quick glance on the solution, right? These will provide you visibility into an overview of how the applications is performing across the globe, provide you with a heat map, provide you with certain elements to provide your operations team or your development team into how they can proceed triaging or troubleshooting any issues if and when they occur. Like I mentioned earlier, right, today's core focus is going to be how can you get started to actually monitor your mobile applications. Once that step is taken care of, we can go ahead and proceed talking about what the solution is providing you with, how to navigate the solution, how to actually utilize it and extract full value from it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump out into the demo. If you have any questions, like I mentioned earlier, feel free to type it in chat or jump into the voice aspect of it. So what you have here on the screen is our App Experience Analytics homepage, the one that I showed you a couple of minutes ago on the slide deck. This gives you a quick overview of all the different metrics and the happenings of your mobile application as and when your end users is utilizing the application. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and wrap a simple Android application. So the core focus for today is we'll be talking about an Android application, just for your information, we do support iOS applications, applications built within Xamarin, watchOS as well. But for today's purpose, we'll be focusing on Android. And I'll go ahead and show you how easy and how quick it is to be able to wrap the application and extract metrics almost instantly. Navigate through the screen and click on Manage Apps. I'm going to go ahead and create a new app. Let's call it Kitchen Sink. That's an internal application within CA I'll be utilizing for today's demo. Once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and hit Next. From here, there are a couple of options, right? And the easiest option is just to upload your Android APK file and have our solution take care of the rest. Or the other one is, if you would like to proceed with a command line option, download our wrapper utility tool and have it done on your system. I'm going to go ahead and focus on the online option. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and upload our Android APK. I have a simple application called kitchensink.apk. Let me go ahead and select that. And as you can see, it will show in a progress bar, and this will take a couple of minutes. Depending on the size of the application and the complexity of the application, it could take anywhere between 7 to 8 minutes. Now, what I've already done is I've already gone ahead and wrapped this application earlier, and I've ran through some transactions. I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what are the different key aspects that we pull in. But just to reiterate again, it was as simple as that. I went ahead, created an application under New App, gave it a name, Kitchen Sink. From there on, from an Android perspective, I went ahead and uploaded the APK. Right now, the solution is wrapping the APK, and once that process is done, it will provide me with the option to download this APK, which I can then go ahead and upload into the Play Store and have your customers download that. From then on, as and when your users are utilizing the application, it's going to be communicating back and forth with our app experience analytics solution, providing you with insights into how really your users are navigating. So let me go ahead and show you a brief demo on that. So what I have here is an Android emulator. I've deployed our Kitchen Sink application within. I've already wrapped it up, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to go ahead and power up the application. And the basic idea behind this application is to test the different transactions that that app experience analytics can pull and display within a couple of minutes of it being wrapped. So let me go ahead and switch over to the home page. These were some of the transactions that I generated earlier. Let me go ahead and generate a new fresh transaction. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give a name to this. Let me call him John Duggan. Let me go ahead and set that. And let me navigate through the application. Let me just go ahead and send a couple of transactions, browse through a couple of websites, click through it, and have our wrapper really pick up some of those transactions through and push it over to our solution. Now, as I'm doing this, right, it's already in the background, it's processing the data, and it's pushing it back. Let me go ahead and simulate a crash so that you can see how it looks like. So what happened was I crashed the app intentionally. I'm going to go ahead and open the app, and I do have the option of providing a feedback. So let me say, crash or crashed on startup, and let me hit OK. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I will go back to our solution and refresh. Let's see that session come in. If you notice, right away it shows 24 sessions. Previously it was showing 23, which means it already captured my session that I've just showcased within the Android emulator. Let me go ahead and briefly show you what it captured, right? As you noticed, the user was John Duggan. He left a feedback, as I can see, and if I click into it, I can see the transactions that were generated right away. And I can see the feedback that the user actually left. So the whole idea, again, behind this demo was to actually get you started on how you can wrap your application and immediately realize value within our app experience analytics solution. There are a couple of other things that we can dive down into at a later point of time, but for now, that was the whole purpose of this, and that was the agenda, is getting your app wrapped, getting your app instrumented, and getting it monitored to better understand your user journey, your user experience as and when they utilize your mobile applications. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open for Q&A.
All right. If anybody on the line has a question, you can ask it in the Q&A window in the upper right-hand corner of your WebEx, or hit #6 or *6 to unmute your line, and we can discuss it online. I mean, verbally on the phone. Okay, doesn't seem to be questions yet. Let's wait a second and see. Again, if you would like to hit ask a question on the demo or the information that you just received, you can hit #6 or *6 to ask it on the phone line, or in the upper right-hand corner of the WebEx window, your Q&A box.
So while that goes on, right, I'll briefly answer some of the most common questions that my customers tend to ask before, when they're introduced to the solution. The first thing is, like I mentioned earlier, what are the other platforms that do we support? Is it only Android? So to answer that question, no, we do support Android, we do support iOS, watchOS. We even support apps developed in Xamarin. And on top of that, we provide a browser-based monitoring. So we can monitor your browser-based application and provide insights on how your users navigate through your web apps. And another common question that I frequently tend to get is, hey, is the process similar for all your different systems? But it tends to slightly differ. So with Android, with iOS, with watchOS, all those instructions that are up there on our AXA solution, if you ever run into a roadblock, we're glad to jump on a call and walk you through it. However, there tends to be a slight difference in how we approach to instrumenting or monitoring your mobile applications.
Alrighty. There is a question that just came in online. What is the key difference between CA AXA and CA CEM? How to position them?
Sure. So CA AXA, like I mentioned, is mainly focused on your mobile application side of things. And when we're talking about CA CEM, CEM is Customer Experience Manager, which is bundled in with our CA APM Application Performance Monitoring Solution. That is more focused on your transaction side of things within, transactions that hit starting from your data center and on the way backwards, monitoring, mirroring your HTTP packets and providing you insights from that aspect. However, don't confuse the two. Like I mentioned, CA AXA, the App Experience Analytics, is mainly focused on mobile applications, user journey, and user experience, providing you critical information on how they leverage services that you provide through these applications.
Thank you. Don't see. Let me make sure there's not any. We do have another question. I'm new to CA. Is the CA APM same as CA App Experience?
CA APM and CA App Experience fall under the same suite, that is our Application Monitoring Suite. If you remember earlier on the presentation, I was talking about inside-out view and outside-in view. So where AXA, again, its core focus is on the outside-in, providing user journey and user experience information. APM, our core application monitoring solution, is focused on the inside-out view, monitoring your back-end applications. So transactions that hit your data center and flows on from your app server towards any other back-end systems, such as mainframe databases, further different application servers, and providing that visibility on how those transactions perform within your environment, giving you a breakdown of what those transactions were made up of. That is where CA APM focuses on, and CA AXA, to reiterate, focuses on your mobile applications.
Great, thank you. Okay, another question just came in the Q&A box. Can I use CA AXA to monitor the user experience of web apps?
Sure, you can. We do provide visibility on web apps as well. We can instrument your browser-based applications and we'll pull in metrics into our CAXA solution.
Great, thank you. Let me see, we have, let's give it a minute. Again, if you'd like to answer your question, ask a question on the phone, just hit #6 or *6 and your line will be unmuted and you'll be able to ask it that way. I don't see any more questions in the Q&A at the moment. Let's give it a half a second. Pavan, any other tips or frequently asked questions you would like to cover?
Yeah, I'd just like to add, right, so to really get familiarized with the solution, I would advise you to sign up for a free 30-day trial, have your application wrapped, and get a feel of really what this happens, within a couple of minutes, what it can pull in from your mobile application and what you're able to view. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you ever hit a roadblock at any point, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to hop on a call and assist you with it. As for tips, I mentioned 2 of the most common questions which users were confused, as well as some of the good questions that were asked by our attendees. So with that, really, if anything, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to assist with any step along the way.
All right, terrific. I do not see any other questions in the Q&A window nor in the chat window. So if there are no questions, any more questions, we will call this 30-minute demo a wrap a little bit early. We hope that you got some information that you needed today. We will be taking this recording and posting it on the community. The APM community, it'll be available there, the replay, and that somebody just sent a note in also through the chat. So yes, the answer to your question is the recording will be available. It'll be posted on the APM community. If it's not posted later today, it'll be posted, look for it tomorrow. And then finally, check out the APM event calendar on the APM community. We do have a series of demos, these 30-minute demos that are set up coming up in the future. So check out the event calendar there. And with that, I would like to thank Pavan for his time today and everyone that joined the WebEx for taking time out of your day, and we hope you found some value in this. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good one.